Effective communication is a crucial skill that will help you build stronger relationships, advance your career, and navigate life's challenges. In this video, we'll discuss the importance of effective communication and provide some practical tips for improving your communication skills. Let's get into it. Why it's important. Effective communication is essential in all aspects of life, from personal relationships to business endeavours. It allows you to express your thoughts and feelings clearly, understand others' perspectives, and avoid misunderstandings. In the workplace, effective communication can help you build stronger relationships, stronger teams, and increase productivity and achieve your goals easier. In personal relationships, it can help you deepen connections, resolve conflicts, and strengthen bonds. We'll also introduce the concept of microexpressions and how to use them to tell what a person is really thinking or feeling. Tips for improving your communication skills. There's 6 of these. We'll go through them one at a time, obviously. Number 1, listen actively. One of the most important aspects of effective communication is being an active listener. This means paying attention to what the other person is saying, asking clarifying questions, and showing empathy. Active listening can help you understand the other person's perspective, build trust, and prevent misunderstandings. So, if someone says something and you don't fully understand it, or you think they mean something else, just ask. The worst thing that can happen is they, correct what you thought was wrong. You'd be surprised how many people just don't, because they don't want to bring it up, or for whatever reason. I don't know. I've always been the type to ask questions when I have them. If I don't understand something, I'll ask. I don't really care. But I feel like most people, if they have a question, they just don't say anything. So just try and practice asking questions when you don't fully understand something. Number 2, speak clearly and concisely. When speaking, it's important to be clear and concise. Avoid using complex language that may confuse the other person. Use simple and straightforward terms and language, and speak at an appropriate pace. This will help ensure your message is understood clearly and effectively. Like I said, it's just, you don't want to confuse the other person. But also with using big language, like perspicacity, you don't want to make the other person feel stupid and feel like they don't know what you're talking about. It can just make people feel quite defensive when you use big terms they don't understand. So it's not changing the way you speak for them, it's just, well, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's just slightly adapting how you speak depending on who you're speaking to. Like if you're speaking to a professor in uni or something, obviously you can go all out, use the big words. But if you're speaking to your mate, you're not gonna tell them about the hormones and the BCAAs in estrogen and all that. You don't want to make them feel stupid, because then they'll come out of the conversation feeling inferior, and that's one of the worst things that people can feel when they have a conversation with you. You want them to feel warm and listened to. Number 3, use body language. Non-verbal communication such as facial expressions, gestures, and posture can also play a significant role in effective communication. Use appropriate body language to reinforce your message and convey your emotions. For example, maintain eye contact when speaking with someone. Use open body language to show that you're approachable, and use appropriate facial expressions to convey your emotions. I've read a few books on reading people, and when it means open body language, it means like I am now, quite relaxed, not crossing your arms, sitting like crossing your arms, folding them like this. That's quite closed off body language. Crossing your legs, it's quite closed off. Basically, you don't want to be covering yourself, because that shows not fear, but it shows that you're not fully comfortable in the situation, and you want people to be approachable. You have to be comfortable, obviously. So you want to have like quite relaxed, relaxed shoulders, just sit comfortably, basically, and you won't appear intimidating or intimidated. You'll appear approachable. Number 4, practice empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share another person's feelings. Practicing empathy can help you build stronger relationships and communicate more effectively. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Listen actively and respond with empathy. The main thing people want from a conversation is to be heard. They want to be understood. They don't just want you to wait for your turn to speak. They want you to listen. That's what most people do now, struggle with nowadays. They don't listen to what people have to say. They wait for their turn to speak. And that's one of the biggest issues I think we struggle with in communication in the modern world. Because you can't communicate effectively with someone who's just waiting to talk and not actually listening to what you have to say. Because you feel disrespected, you feel unheard. And trust me, I've experienced this. It's not great. And like when you give someone advice and then the next time you see it, they just haven't taken it. You've got to pay attention and listen to people and be empathetic for their situations. You don't want to be... The worst type of people are the people who you tell them... This is how you can tell friends, real friends, from fake friends. Your real friends, when you tell them a good thing, they'll be happy for you. They'll say, well done. Whereas a bad friend will be like, oh, you benched 75 kilograms for 10 reps? Oh, I did 80 for 12. I can squat 400. They'll always try and one-up you. And they won't ever acknowledge what you've done. And good friends, when you're feeling sad and down, they'll cry with you. And they will sit there and they'll listen to you. Whereas bad friends will be like, get over it, Oh, my girlfriend broke up with me last week and I didn't cry. That's the issue with that's the thing with bad friends, they always one-up you. So, if you know someone like that, you're better off without them. Trust me. Yeah. Number 5, be open to feedback. Be open to feedback from others. Ask for feedback on your communication skills and be willing to listen to constructive criticism. Use feedback to improve your communication skills and build stronger relationships. When people say... Sorry about that, camera died. Anyway, what I was saying is, when people say not to care what people think, I think that's stupid. If someone doesn't care what anyone thinks, pathological. They cannot be sane to not care what anyone thinks in the whole world. What I think a better rule to live by is care what your tribe thinks. Care what the people close to you that you care about thinks. If there's that one guy in school who says, what, your ears are big, why do you care? Like, why do you care? You shouldn't take criticism from people that aren't close to you. Like, if my mate told me, you don't look good in shorts or something, I might reevaluate, wearing shorts. Because I know they genuinely mean well by it and they mean to boost me up. And, I don't understand why you would take criticism from people and like feedback from people who you don't... It's not people who you wouldn't give feedback to, it's people you don't really care about. Like if that person, you wouldn't consider them a good friend, as I classified them earlier, good friend, bad friend, If you wouldn't classify them as a good friend, why would you take criticism from them? Why would you let them influence the way you live your life? It just doesn't make any sense. So, I feel like that's the rule you should live by more than don't care about what anyone thinks. Care about what your tribe and your people around you think. Number 6. Look out for microexpressions. Finally, microexpressions are tiny facial expressions that happen in a fraction of a second and can reveal a person's true emotions, even if they're trying to hide them. Pay attention to the other person's facial expressions when something happens, particularly around the eyes and the mouth. To pick up on microexpressions, you must always focus on them, You can't stare at them, but you've always got to be paying attention. And this can help you understand their emotions better and respond appropriately. Along with microexpressions, they're macroexpressions, and a macroexpression is something like this, like a macroexpression is consciously controlled, like your brain tells you to do it, whereas a microexpression would be something that happens, like you can't fake a microexpression, it's impossible, it's not cognitively controlled. No, that's the wrong word, sorry. It's not consciously controlled, like you can't force a microexpression. If something funny happens, you might, even if you're trying not to laugh, you will see the microexpression happening. Laughing's mainly the eyebrows, like the eyebrows will raise a little bit, like, laughing at something, corners of the mouth will go up, the eyes will widen. It's all just to do with the eyes and the mouth, and the one takeaway thing is they can't be faked. Whereas a macro expression, which is a much larger expression, it's more obvious, it can be. Effective communication is a crucial skill that can help you succeed in all aspects of life. By listening actively, speaking clearly and concisely, using appropriate body language, practicing empathy, and being open to feedback, while also paying attention to others' microexpressions, you can improve your communication skills and build stronger relationships. Thank you for watching. I really hope you found these helpful. I've read like 3 books on this topic. It's been pretty useful, especially the openness and microexpressions. They're the 2 that I found to be quite actionable. Anyway, have a good day and a great week.